What if I told you that you could dramatically improve your energy, mental clarity, and metabolism in just 30 days without going full keto, fasting for days, or living like a hermit because nobody wants to live like that, right? But it's possible and it's simpler than you think. So today we're going to walk you through the exact plan that has helped people like you, busy, burnt out, stuck, and helped them completely reset their energy at the cellular level. So this is the Mitochondria Reset Plan. And when you reset your mitochondria, you reset everything. All right, so let me introduce you to Jake, not his real name, but a real story. So Jake came to me feeling drained, frustrated, and honestly a little defeated. So he tried everything, right? It was diet after diet, every medication, even tirzepatide, which, it's great. It's a great medication, but it's not the end all be all, and it doesn't solve all of the issues. So his energy was really low, but he lost a little bit of weight, but it really wasn't budging. It was plateauing, and the brain fog felt like a heavy cloud over his life. And it wasn't because he lacked willpower, and it wasn't because he's lazy and pathetic and all that kind of stuff that we like to shame people with. It was because no one addressed the real root cause of the issue, which was his mitochondria. And, when you're in your 20s and your 30s, your mitochondria, it can function, it can bounce back. But when you get to the 40s, 50s, you're already in deep with energetic debt, and the mitochondria can't rob from Peter to pay Paul anymore, right? So they really start to struggle. So once we focused on rebuilding his cellular engines, everything started to change. After 30 days, his energy skyrocketed, his brain fog lifted, his weight started dropping, and this was without extreme dieting. So I'll walk you through the 5 steps that we took to help Jake get that to that state, and you can use the same steps yourself. So grab a notebook because this is the beginning of your transformation. All right, step 1, start with a gentle detox. Okay, so your mitochondria are like tiny power plants inside every cell. And this is a picture here of the mitochondria, the inside of the mitochondria, an artist's rendition, of course, but they can't run properly if they're clogged with pollution. So toxins from our food, our water, even stress, they can build up in the body and literally choke our mitochondria. That's why our step 1 is a gentle detox. So we use binders like Push Catch from Quicksilver, which is really great. You use a liver sauce, it pushes out the toxins, and then you use an activated charcoal to safely bind and remove toxins. This will support liver detox pathways. So in order to support liver detox pathways, you want to use glutathione and milk thistle. So that's a great combination, the Push Catch glutathione and milk thistle. And it'll help clean up your gut because toxic gut is a toxic body. So in order to do this, add Ohira's postbiotic metabolites and berberine. You can do this combination for a month, and this will really help to support and clear out harmful bacteria and strengthen your gut lining. You want to start slow. You don't want to over detox. You don't want to do this for the rest of your life because you'll feel worse before you feel better. There's a Herxheimer reaction that can happen if you're not careful. So it is something that you want to be gentle. We're not going, commando on this. Let's do this gentle detox. It will help reset and prep the stage for the body and force. So step 2 is add mitochondria-activating nutrients. Now that you're clearing out the junk, you want to fuel your energy factories. Your mitochondria need specific nutrients to create ATP, which is your body's true energy currency. So we want to focus on these powerful nutrients, and we'll talk about these more in depth in another video. But first, there's CoQ10. CoQ10 is an essential part of the electron transport chain, which is your basic cell battery. So this all occurs in the mitochondria. The electron transport chain is in the mitochondria. And when you eat, you start with charging the battery, right? That basically charges the battery. CoQ10 is one of the first elements in that chain that has to exist. And if you're on statins or you're blocking your cholesterol for whatever reason, you're also blocking CoQ10. And in this case, you're blocking energy creation. So CoQ10 is a great supplement to start with. Get the ubiquinone form of it. That is the best form to start with. The ubiquinol is just used up ubiquinone, and it requires the body to convert it back. So do your body a favor, get the form that you can actually use right away. Magnesium malate supports mitochondrial enzymes. Acetyl L-carnitine. So in order for mitochondria to get fuel, they need fatty acids. In order for the fatty acids to get to the mitochondria, you need acetyl L-carnitine. If you're vegan or vegetarian, you're probably deficient in carnitine, so you need acetyl L-carnitine. Alpha lipoic acid recycles other antioxidants, is great. And niacin, just plain old niacin. I know nobody likes taking niacin because it causes flushing, but it is the precursor to NAD, which is required in order to start the cell battery, if you will, to generate the energy in the first place. So I prefer niacin to NAD only because niacin's got so many more functions in the body. And if you don't need more NAD, then niacin can do other things. Whereas too much NAD can blunt responses and cause other issues. So to be on the safe side, I would do the niacin. It does cause flushing. It's not the most pleasant vitamin to take. I take it at nighttime, but it is a huge, huge benefit to the body. And we'll go over that extensively because niacin is so important. You need the flushing kind. Don't get the non-flushing or sustained release. You need to have that flushing response. And again, we'll do another video to talk about that. Step 3, you want to activate your mitochondria daily, right? You can't just feed your mitochondria. You have to challenge them. So we're going to do a little workout for a mitochondria. Mild healthy stress, called hormesis, actually forces your cells to grow stronger. And daily activities that can create this effect, they're kind of fun, right? Red light therapy. Who doesn't want to do red light therapy? Red light therapy actually penetrates through the cell wall of the mitochondria and helps to improve mitochondria. So, I know you might be sitting under the red light therapy thinking this isn't doing anything, but it absolutely is. It's a great way to start your day with just 10 minutes, get the mitochondria, just buzzing, right? So that they start working. Breath work like box breathing, or if you follow Wim Hof, he has Wim Hof breathing. You can look him up. Zone 2 cardio. This is really, really great. This is zone 2 cardio is where you're walking or biking or doing some sort of exercise, but you can still nose breathe. You can still have a conversation, but you feel slightly challenged. That's zone 2. These activities will stimulate mitochondrial biogenesis, and they're not hard to do. There's no excuse not to be able to do a little walking, red light therapy, and breath work every day. They will literally build new mitochondria to replace the old tired ones. So you don't have to do everything at once. You can pick one thing daily, but this is the stuff that you want to make into a habit, because this is going to set you up for the rest of your life, basically. All right, step 4, fix your sleep. Okay, you can take all the supplements in the world, but if you don't sleep, you're just spinning your wheels. Mitochondria repair during deep sleep. So you have to get into deep sleep in order for this to happen. If you need some supplements to help you with deeper sleep, you want to take magnesium. You can take magnesium glycinate. I already recommend magnesium malate. Take that at night. Melatonin, great hormone. The body's got to make melatonin. So if you just take melatonin, you take that energetic demand off the body. So if you struggle to fall asleep, the melatonin is great. Then limit screen time 2 hours before bed and make your bedroom a cool, dark cave. I prefer not to take electronics into the bedroom. I prefer really nothing to be plugged in the bedroom because I don't want the electromagnetic fields. You don't have a workstation. If you do have a workstation, because of space in your house, maybe have some way to tuck it away, but the bedroom should just be for sleeping, and that's it. And when you get into that rhythm where you're only in the bedroom to sleep, once you get to your bedroom, then you start feeling sleepy because your body's trained for that. So pro tip here, track your sleep for a week and notice how your energy shifts if you get better sleep quality. Another thing, if you have an Aura ring or you track your sleep with some sort of wearable, it's helpful to know when the best time is for you, because you go into a deep sleep about 2 hours into, once you fall asleep, you start to go into a deep sleep, and most people hit that time period before midnight. Now, some of you are night owls, and that's fine. You just have to find that rhythm of where you most consistently go into deep sleep, and you want to have at least an hour of deep sleep every night. Step 5, start cold, finish hot. Now, this is contrast therapy, and it's pretty powerful. So you can do cold exposure, cold shower, cold plunge, cryo, freezers, that kind of stuff. It will shock your mitochondria into higher fat burning mode, and it increases what we call brown fat, and that's the kind of fat that burns calories. Now, you don't want to do this if you're a metabolic mess, okay, because your body's already under a lot of stress. So in step 5, I would skip the cold exposure until you're in a better place. So if you have extreme exhaustion, you're so tired, this is probably not the best thing to start with. This is something you work up to, but you can do the infrared sauna, and that is really, really good. It produces these heat shock proteins and helps you sweat out toxins. So if you're metabolically optimized, meaning that you're at a good weight and you don't have extreme fatigue and you can get through the day without taking a 3-hour nap, then you can add the cold exposure. If you're not metabolically optimized, then I would just do the infrared sauna, and you can do this 2 to 3 times a week. Most gyms nowadays have this. So if you're not in a gym, this is a good reason to join a gym, unless you're going to put a sauna in your house. But there's lots of different ways to get to saunas that are relatively inexpensive. Get there 2 to 3 times a week. Epsom salt baths are nice. If you can't get to infrared saunas, if you have a tub, it helps. The heat helps remove toxins through your skin and boost blood flow, delivering nutrients to your cells. So if you are metabolically optimized, do cold in the morning for an energy boost, heat in the afternoon or at night for detox and recovery. If you are still a metabolic mess and you're working through this, and that's fine, there's no judgment here, start with the infrared saunas by themselves. Okay, so and if it feels overwhelming, especially even if you're metabolically optimized, just start with 30 seconds of cold at the end of your shower, and that'll really wake you up. So this is your sign to stop running on empty. You don't need more caffeine. You don't need another crash diet. You don't need to rebuild the engines that drive your life. You need mitochondria that are functioning. And it starts with this simple 30-day plan. So if you want the printable version of this, just type out reset 30 and I will send you the guide. So together, let's build your energy from the inside out. This is the Mitochondria Code, where energy, longevity, and vitality begin at the cellular level. And I'll see you in the next video.